Hello little dreamers and grown-ups too. Welcome to Benny and the Bedtime Clouds. Gentle bedtime stories to help little ones feel cozy, calm and ready for sleep. Ready for some bedtime stories? Great. A Windchime Harp's Lullaby. Benny rode gently on Ron the smiling cloud as twilight tipped the world into hush. Below them, a forest shimmered, not with the leaves, but with wind chimes. Thousands of them, swaying from glassy branches, each tuned to a different colour of sound. Pip, Benny's tiny mouse friend, peeked over the cloud's edge, her whiskers twitching with excitement. "They're singing," she whispered, though no one had spoken a word. Mary, ever the joyful frog, leapt from Ron's fluff to a branch made of softened silver. She landed with a gentle ting, sending ripples through the chimes that sounded like the laughter of stars. Ron floated lower, spreading himself wide so Benny could slide off with ease. As Benny's paws touched the mossy ground, cool and lilac-coloured, he felt the air tremble with melody. The forest wasn't just singing, it was listening back. At the heart of the glade stood a towering harp, grown from moonvine and strung with dewdrop threads. With every breeze, it played itself. Pip scampered up to its crown, tapping tiny notes into the air like rain on a paper boat. Ron hummed a low cloud song, lifting gentle gusts to help the wind chimes sing in harmony. Mary stretched out a lily pad-shaped bell, her feet bobbing in the rhythm. Benny sat still beneath it all, his eyes wide as the whole forest gathered itself into one long breath of music. The harp swayed, the chimes answered. The sky itself softened its stars to listen. A single slow note rang clear and warm. It wrapped around Benny's ears, then sank into his chest, then drifted deep into his heart like a warm spoon of honey. His eyes grew heavy, not with sleep, but with sound too gentle to carry while awake. As the forest cradled the final chord, Benny curled beneath Ron's wing of cloud, and the night carried him like a lullaby, never meant to end. If you enjoy these gentle stories, please consider tapping like and subscribe. It really helps this little channel grow, and we'll be right here every night. Benny and the garden between two lights. Ron hovered low this evening, cradling Benny, Pip and Mary. They glided over sleepy sunflowers and under the hush of the twilight sky until they floated into Benny's own backyard. Though it looked a bit different now, like it had borrowed some shimmer from the stars. In the centre of the garden stood a mushroom with a chimney. Perched atop a stone no taller than a tulip stem, sat a dwarf, no bigger than a teacup. His beard glowed like moon moss, and his eyes were wide with wonder. "I'm watching the sky change," he whispered, as though not to startle the moment. Twilight buttons itself up slowly, one star at a time. They joined him quietly, curling up the grass. Pip tiptoed onto Benny's paw and squeaked a little tune that matched the rhythm of the deepening blue. Mary hummed from a dandelion, her voice like velvet petals brushing a drum. Ron hovered just above them all, his mist catching the starlight, turning it to soft ribbons that floated and danced through the garden. The dwarf opened a walnut box and pulled out a single silver spoon. "This," he said, "is a scoop for Twilight. I keep a little in case the night comes too quickly." They all watched as he scooped the air and tucked a shimmer into his pocket. Benny felt his paws grow still. He yawned a quiet yawn that sounded like a lullaby between trees. And as the sky finished changing its coat from gold to ink, Benny's eyes fluttered like moth wings in a lantern's glow, then closed with the gentleness of a forgotten breeze. The end. Benny and the Compass of Stars. Benny, Pip, Mary and Ron floated high above the treetops, wrapped in the quiet silver of night. A celesta played in the wind, soft notes like tiny icicles ringing from nowhere, guiding them gently skyward. Far above the clouds, the stars began to shift. 4 of them shimmered brighter than the rest. One flickered north in icy blue. One glowed south in golden firelight. One blinked east in green morning mist. And one pulsed west in deep violet twilight. "It's the compass of stars," Pip whispered, standing on Benny's nose to get a better view. "It only appears when someone's heart is truly open to every direction." Ron formed a quiet puffed square beneath them, each corner pointing to one of the glowing stars. Mary danced from corner to corner, humming a tune only frogs know. "Where shall we go, Benny?" she chirped. "We can follow any light." They followed the east star first. It led them to a sky of sunrise feathers, where the wind sang lullabies and the trees bowed in greeting. Then west, where a valley of whispering brooks read themselves aloud beside violet waterfalls. North brought them to a frozen lake of silent mirrors, where time moved slowly and starlight felt warm. And south, the last, led them to a garden where each flower contained a glowing dream from someone fast asleep. Benny touched one glowing bloom and felt his own dream waiting inside, soft and humming with celestial light. Ron lowered them gently into the garden's breeze. Pip curled in Benny's fur. Mary hummed a lullaby made of frog song and stardust. And as the 4 compass stars circled once more above him, Benny closed his eyes, and the garden dream bloomed quietly behind them. He curled up like a comma in a sentence of sky, and let the stars decide the next line. The end. Good night, little dreamers.